My name is Ron LeBlanc, and I'm an international gem hunter. My partner Diane and I explore the world looking for gemstones, and this is the story. All right, is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Well, here I'm sitting with my pal and my partner, and our audio-visual guy, Mikey. You've been introduced to him. Anyways, we're just lounging inside our room here. We got Maz and Ari, our other two mates, and they're with a couple of dealers, Bruce and another gentleman there. And they're looking at stones. Anyways, we've seen enough of that for the while. And I'm looking for more substantial goods, but there's some beautiful stuff in there. Anyways, we're out this lovely, lovely night, sitting in the Outpost. Is that what it's called?
That's exactly what it's called, the Outpost Lodge in Arusha.
Oh, Arusha.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there's monkeys in the back somewhere. It's beautiful.
It's humid.
Humid, yeah.
Humid is the word.
African, Arusha humid. Greenery everywhere. It's fantastic.
It's a wonderful
I wonder
place.
what that tree is. You know what I mean? Bamboo-y, I think. Somewhere here. I think so. Anyways, I don't know.
Could be grass related.
Yeah,
Could be,
yeah. And then you got those palms. So see those big palms?
Yeah, we can,
Yeah,
but you can't because you're looking at us and we're much more attractive anyway, of course, so that's fine. But I just wanted to ask you, Ron, I've known you for a few months now. I've had the pleasure of knowing you.
Yeah.
I've looked you up online. I used to see you on the telly as well when I was younger. I liked the show. But I don't know what created your love for all of this. I don't know what gave you the drive and the passion. How did it happen? What was the spark?
Well, it's kind of a long story. I'll try to make it kind of quick, but it was very curious. I was a very, very poor kid, although I had a lot of interest in the arts, the finer arts, but we were very, very poor. But I had interest in very early on some antiques and all the things, kind of the finer, beautiful, pretty things. And a lot of them are the toys of the rich people. They're beautiful lily glass, they're beautiful cars, they're beautiful, women, everything. And anyways, I was a little town. But anyways, one day I found myself in Morocco. And I was with a very, very rich guy, a scion of a big industrialist family from Quebec City. Not Quebec City, but from Quebec. And I was helping him on a project. And I found myself kind of terrified. I was sitting in Casablanca. I was actually in the 8th floor of the Casablanca Hotel in Casablanca. And I decided I had to do something. I was kind of frozen in fear and I just couldn't sort of think. And so I decided to take a walk in the Medina, in the market. And in the Casbah, no, the Casbah's a different thing, but in the Medina, in the market. And I was wandering around and I decided to buy a few trinkets for my, a little maybe brass, something for my friend, a little mosaic, something else, and maybe some bells, a little carpet, anything to sort of get me out of my head and get some presents for at home. And so I ended up walking around, and I was kind of too frozen and internal to negotiate, get out of my kind of self-referential kind of fear that I was in, and uncertainty. It was very chaotic at the time. And the guy I was with was a chaos manufacturer, so it was always kind of terrifying to be with him. He was off doing something diabolical. And I was wandering around, I couldn't find anything. I tried, and then I couldn't negotiate. And finally, I was leaving the Medina, and the sun, I was facing in the sun. I was walking back to the hotel. And it'd take me, and I had spent about an hour and a half out there. And so I was just walking back, and suddenly, right in front of me, from out of the shadows came a guy with this old, kind of very patchy, woolly djellaba. A djellaba is that big pointed thing, and it has a cowl to it, and it's kind of like a cape with a cowl, a djellaba. And all I could see coming out of his face, because the sun was behind him, he was deep in shadow, regressed into the cowl of the hood of the djellaba. Djellaba. Anyways, and all I could see is his beard, this big long beard coming out, his big gray beard, and suddenly he pulled it right in front of me. And he put up his hand like this, and in this hand, it looked like the hand of an eagle, long, dirty nails. Well, mine are a little dirty too. Long, dirty nails, very, very old hand, a hand that has seen a lot of things. and then he put it down like this, and I'm following the hand. He's kind of mesmerizing kind of guy. And I couldn't really see still into the cowl. And he opens up his hand, and in the hand was 3 stones. There was a black stone, and there was a red stone, and there was a green stone. And he started going this, and he started going, oh, my mother, he spoke, everybody in Morocco speaks a little English because it's been an ongoing kind of tourist port for thousands of years, right? And so, yes, Charlie kept saying, yes, yes, good stones, yes, Charlie, yes. And then good stones, and then he said something like, well, I says, how much? And I thought at the time, because I was naive and a little bit spacey, and I thought that, oh my God, this man has presented himself like a heaven's gift, and just the thing what I needed he had. And so I said, well, how much? And you know, and I was kind of even a sophisticated traveler at that time, and I had doing a lot of haggling, and I'd been to Colombia several times. But anyways, I said to him, well, he asked so much, and finally I cut him down to $85, I think it was. And I was just absolutely thrilled. We cut the deal. I give him the money. I go home, and finally I'd been transcended from this kind of morass I was in, this kind of funk. I go back to the hotel. I go up to my room, and I'm just sort of proud of what I've done. And there is this my friend was there, and he's kind of very angry, agitated at me because he thought he had lost me in the crowds in Casablanca. I was maybe I was 23. I don't know, something like that. And I said, no, I was out doing my thing, and I'm talking to him, and he was wandering around, and I suddenly opened my hands. Look what I bought. And I open my hand, and I show him these 3 stones. And he says to me, God, I hope you'd never paid more than $5 for that junk. And I was so ashamed.
Ooh.
I was so ashamed.
You were so proud.
Yeah, I was so proud, and now I'm so ashamed. Another poor kid, once again, the stupid poor kid, took the toys of the rich, presuming he knows what the hell they were doing, right? And I took those 3 stones, and I'm telling you, it sounds too dramatic. It certainly is a little bit. And I walked to the balcony, and there was this kind of, beside the hotel, there was a kind of a parking lot that they were fixing up, and it had overgrown, and there was crap and shit everywhere in the down, 8 floors up, and I threw the stones away, you know? And, God, they might have been worth something. I don't know. Anyways, I threw them away, and that was it. And I said to myself at that time that I would never be screwed up. I would never find myself wanting with the toys of the rich. I would know about painting. I would know about glass. I would know about antiques. I would know about beauty. I would know about gems. And they would never be found at the foot of, embarrassed and shamed. And so, like most odd motivations, that's where the forks in our lives come, you know, when we choose. Or these are motivations, and shame was mine. And shame got me to the place that, of course, carried me to the place of appreciation for all things beauty, the transcendent, almost otherworldly capacity of beauty to transform the spirit, you know? And that set my way forward then. I learned about all the kind of iterations of beauty, all the types of beautiful things.
And how did you learn about them? Did you learn them through people? Did you learn them through books?
I was going off. What happened was I went to, it took me a couple of years, and then when I was 28, so I must have been about 23, 24 when this happened, and when 28, I decided to go to the finest school in gemology in the world at that time. They were just teaching the language of diamonds. They invented it at the Gemological Institute of America. So I went for a year there to study there, and it was it's a new school, but at that time when you had a certificate from GIA, it was actually worth 20% more money. It's worth more money because that was the absolute authority on gems. And I said to a guy, I was in class, and and I was very, very jaded. Like, I was born this way, and I was born jaded, and I was very, I've been around a lot at 28, believe you me. And in school, there was this lovely, sweet, kind of tender Jain. And a Jain is a sect of Hindu sect. The most orthodox of them don't even kill flies. They don't want to step on flies. They're really, 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 and he was a vegetarian, of course, and this was back in 79. 80, I can never get it whether it's 79 or 80, the brain. But I guess it was 79 when I first met him. And I just and he was, he'd be ordering vegetarians, and no one even knew what the hell it was back then. It was very odd, certainly in the States. And so I kind of took him under my wing. I was the very hardened guy in school. I was 28, older than, they were all sons of jewelers and stuff like that, and, very rich kids, most of them are going to inherit this role from their parents, and or the businesses. And so I took him under my wing and I says, look, when we're out of here, I'm going to bring a suitcase full of capital, suitcase full of money, and I'm going to come and see you in Hong Kong. He's from Hong Kong.
Okay.
And he had a nice business there. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. And so we quit school. I got that suitcase full together and I went to see him in Hong Kong.
Wonderful.
And that began the kind of international gem hunting. You know, from there I went to the border, and that first trip to the border of Burma, and I bought jade, and I bought, and it began. That's what it began. And I got hooked enough, and that was it. What's not to be hooked?
What's not to be hooked?
If you like it, you know.
And if you're good at it and you can make a success out of it
Yes,
as well.
exactly.
Did that take a while to happen, to become successful?
Oh God, I have lost so much money. I have lost so much money.
But I suppose that's normal in the industry.
Indeed, you need to really get a few kicks. It's very, very tough.
It's a gamble, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a real gamble. Yeah, it's a real gamble.